Shalom, shalom, everyone, and welcome once again to the Shabbat night. Lewi, one of the teachers of Congregation D.C.B, CHOKMAH, BINAH. Thanking the Creator of heaven and earth for all things and everything, food, clothing, and shelter. Thanking the Lord for life, for strength, safety. Shabbat shalom, More. Thanking the Most High God for safety, for understanding, knowledge, and for allowing us to be a beacon of light to the people. That's what we are. It says the nation of me said we should stand out as a willow amongst the grass. So we thank the Creator for allowing us to stand out as a willow amongst the grass, giving glory to the supreme intellect of the universe, Jehovah, the true and only God, the one who created us all, and the one who gave us the understanding to be able to call upon his name and his name solely. And he is to be worshiped and revered. And we know that besides him, we have no savior. Hallelujah. Giving glory unto this great King. A lot of things happened during this past week. Just yesterday, there was a terrorist attack in Barcelona, Spain. And the funny thing about the news media is that they call that a terrorist attack, but they haven't called what this guy in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia did. They didn't call that an act of terrorism, which clearly was an act of terrorism. I believe the guy's name is Alex. He plowed into, same thing, ran into the back of a car, plowed into some people, murdered a lady, a woman, Heather Heyer, I think is her name, and injured quite a few people. And they don't call that an act of terrorism because it was a Caucasian, although he's part of a right-wing group, racist Nazi group. They won't call it terrorism because he's Caucasian, born and bred in this great country of ours. So we look at them, and I say that sarcastically, so that's why I laugh. But we see what it is. As God's people, we have to be prepared. We have to begin to make preparations, because the Most High God is definitely going to begin to get his people out, about how to get out. So I thank the Creator for understanding, for wisdom, for knowledge. I thank the Creator for protecting us, because Barcelona could have been New York City. All it takes is a crowded day where everybody is on 42nd Street and some of us is out there, and then some mad person goes takes one of those 18-wheelers or something like that, and that's all she wrote. So we thank the Creator for safety, for watching over us, for protecting us, for guiding us, and for keeping us safe. You can't take that for granted. You can't overlook that. You can't overlook safety and protection from Yah and take it for granted, because This God is magnificent towards us, and he protects us even in the times of trouble. We also have to remember that Yah is the one that gives and take away. Blessed be his name, for the loss of so many lives and the injury of so many others. It is Yah who allows those things to happen. So all we can do is give glory unto his name and thank him for everything that he does for us, and just ask him for protection, and ask him to guide us and keep us, to keep us in safety, to keep us away from all the dangers that are presented before us on a daily basis. Sometimes we see that we find ourselves in certain situations and Yah deliver us from them, certain dangerous situations and Yah deliver us from them. So we thank him for that. We thank the Creator for that. We thank him for hearing our prayers and answering our prayers. Once again, sending out a prayer and a shout out to my brother Modi Yiftah Ben Dan, who lost his brother, his only brother. So we know that that's not something easy to get over. I believe the funeral was today. Funeral and the repast. So out to our brother Modi Yiftah Ben Dan, because we surely feel for our brothers and sisters when they take losses. So I pray that the Most High God bless that brother and keep him. Also, continuous prayer for my brother Shiv Yahoshua, who lost his son a couple of weeks back. And we hope and pray that the Most High God be with him and help him and protect him. Shout out to Marquise Walker. Shalom, my brother. How are you? All the way in North Carolina. I see you. I see you in the building. Shout outs to you, my brother. I'm really trying to see. Let me see here. So what I'm really, I don't know with this Facebook Live, right? I have an Android phone. I have a Galaxy S8. And I've seen people on Facebook Live do split screens. But I don't know if I could do the split screen with the Android. I know people do it with their iPhones, but I guess because I have an Android, I can't do it. So I know the people who go Android versus iPhone are going to talk bad about it. So I really don't care. Android is still better. That's a little jab for all the iPhone junkies out there. So what are we going to talk about tonight? You a sellout, Zion. Now you know why I'm saying that. Team iPhone now. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget your beginnings, Zion. So we thank the Creator once again. I really wish I could do that split screen on Facebook, because then it will give me an opportunity to bring people in. We could really have a dialogue, build on certain things, but I'm not going to revisit the whole iPhone and revisit that, because I'll get murdered out here tonight. So think I want to go into Ecclesiastes chapter 11. I want to do a little bit of wisdom tonight. I know sometimes we do, we go to the Torah and all that, but finding the book of wisdom, man, I'm really becoming dependent on these glasses, but I need them. Know what the problem is with the glasses? Because you need them to read. You kind of keep them on your face all the time. Then you get used to them. You keep them on. Then your prescription gets stronger. And that's what happens. I had to take these glasses off sometimes because I could see. The problem is reading. I could see even when I'm reading, but I'm straining my eyes or I'm squinting too much when I have to read. So, all right, let's see. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, the book of Kohelet. All right. Kufhe Lamet Tau. Kohelet. Ecclesiastes chapter 11. Upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Lamekha al pene hamayim ki berov hayamim timzaenu. So cast out bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. That simply means like be generous. Learn to be a giver. Learn to give to people. When people are in need, you know, give freely. Cast out bread into the water, especially if you have, and you can share with people. For thou shalt find it after many days, because there might come a day when, or even if people borrow from you, lend, because when the person might pay back, it might be a time that you really need that money back. So don't be stingy. Don't have short arms and deep pockets. Just basically tell you to look. I believe in the parsha that we are going to read, Re'eh. I believe it's in Re'eh this week. It speaks about there should be no poor in the midst of thee, because the Most High God sets up the welfare system. It shows us how we should look out for the Levite, out for the poor in the midst of us. Learn how to people. Shalom, my brother Yehuda Yisrael. When y'all get a chance, check out my brother Yehuda Yisrael. He does a great job of breaking down the book, the Tanakh, from his truck across America. That's a beautiful way. You know, we got to go from frontier to frontier, spreading the word, and he's doing an excellent job of bringing forth the word of the Creator. And I admire that brother, and I appreciate a brother like that. I check you out during the daytime while I'm driving, because I have time that I could put you on in the car. But he really has a real good live stream over there. So you check him out, becomes friends with him. Yehuda Yisrael, he's in the Facebook Live right now. Brother's really stern in the Torah, and he knows how to bring it forth in a clear, concise way that you may be able to understand. Sometimes he gets, rough, but we need people on all levels, that are able to bring it on all levels so that different people could understand. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't shy away from it. I think the brother does an excellent job. So straight cut, and he doesn't play any games. So thumbs up to my brother Yehuda Yisrael, doing an excellent job out there on the highways and byways of America, bringing the word of the Creator. Hallelujah. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for doing the job that you do. Verse 2. Divide a portion into 7, yea, even into eighth. for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. So we have to learn how to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket per se. Businesses have different things going on, different bank accounts, everything in one place. And when that thing goes belly up, then you don't have anything left. So investors will tell you to diversify, right? Not to just invest on one thing, but to have to your portfolio, which is the things that you invest in, that you put it like oil. They tell you put it in gold, put it in Microsoft and Apple and whatever it be, all these different companies. I'm just giving you the scenario of what, so that you may be able to understand what Ecclesiastes is saying. You know, don't just put everything in one thing. You invest in something and you put everything into it. You put all your money into it. Yes, sometimes it works out, but if it doesn't work out, at least you have something to cover you if that business goes belly up. So just invest wisely and understand what is it that you're doing when you're doing it. It says, if the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if a tree fall in the south or in the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there shall it be. So we can't be concerned with things that happen. You know, these things happen all the time. You know, the clouds are full with rain, and then with water, right? They put rain there, but with water, and then they empty themselves, meaning it begins to rain upon the earth. And if a tree fall in the south or in the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there shall be. That's just basically what it is. We can't help those things. Those are things that we can't help. It said, he that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that runneth the cloud shall not reap. Meaning, if you're always finding something, an excuse to go out there and do some work, or to bring forth to reap some type of gain from work, then you will never get anything done, right? He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the cloud shall not reap. Because you're always looking at, oh man, it's too windy out there, I'll wait till tomorrow. Oh, it's raining too much, I'm not going to put the seed there. And these are things that we have to work on. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Levia. These are things that we have to work on, and we have to be aware of and understand that we cannot be lazy in the things that we want to do. Whatever we put our minds to, no matter what type of environmental element is out there that's confronting us, we're supposed to go out there and confront it and be able to do our jobs and be able to reap the benefits from our jobs, because that's the mindset that we should have as Israel, to go out there and get things accomplished and be able to glorify the name of this great King. That's what it's all about. It says here, verse 5, as thou knowest not what is the way of the wind, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the work of God who doeth all things. So if you don't put forth your hands, things, or to take certain actions, know if God is going to bless you or not. Of our hands to do the things, so that in order for the Most High God to bless us. Part of life. Shabbat Shalom, sis. So we have to put forth the effort in order to get rewarded for the effort that we put forth. But if we don't put forth the effort, then how would we know what's going on, whether or not God would bless us? So let's not just sit down and twiddle our thumbs and think that things are just going to fall out of the sky. You have to put forth some work. You have to sow in order to reap the benefits of what you put into the ground. All right. So those are things that we have to keep in mind, and that's the type of understanding that we have to have. It says here, verse 6, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not which shall prosper, whether this or that, or whether they both shall be alike. So it says, in the morning Sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not which shall prosper. So it goes back to the first point of being diverse. When you have your hands involved in different things, different businesses, and you got different things moving, that's sowing the seed. Says and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not which shall prosper. Meaning, be ready for something to come in, because out of everything that you invested in, something gonna come back. You're gonna get some return. So that's the wisdom of diversifying your portfolio and not putting all your eggs in one basket, but putting it in different ventures that you might be able to prosper at the end. That's what a small person does. Put the work in. That's right. Verse 7. And the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. Right. We all like the sun. We all like sunny days. Not like today in New York City, even though overcast days and rainy days are good also, because they clean up the earth. They wash away diseases and stuff like that. But everybody likes a sunny day. Everybody likes to go to the park, take a nice brisk walk, take a jog, ride your bike, get some vitamin D, all those things that the sun provides. For if a man live many years, let him rejoice in them all. Of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity. So if we live many years into our 80s and 90s, rejoice in all your years, right? Because God has blessed you. Remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. Where you struggle. You know, sometimes in life we go through struggles. We go through bad relationships. We go through some people lose children. You know, those are days of darkness. You know, you see family suffer. You grew up in a bad environment, or you might have grew up in a group home or orphan, and grew up in all these foster homes that people abuse you. I mean, people go through that stuff. But then if you live many years, you got to find some days of happiness, of light. That's why I always encourage people. I'm like, you know, travel, enjoy your life, all within the spectrum of doing Torah, but enjoy your life. Go out there and experience the goodness that God has given you, that Yah has given you. Experience that, because we're not meant just to sit and just work. I was explaining to a security guard at one of the offices that I work at. I was saying, you know, and we were speaking about how short and how fast it seems like the summer is going. And I was like, yeah, you know, the older you get, you know, these days get shorter. I remember being young, you know, playing basketball 2-3 times a day, 5 times a day, playing baseball, going on a run, or going on your bike, and it seemed like the day never ended. But now it seems like you wake up in the morning, go to work. By the time you look around, you eating or you preparing something to eat. Then next thing you know, the itis kicks in. You're falling asleep, and it's the cycle of the whole day. And it seems like the days are just flying. But you have to take a break from the rat race and be able to enjoy yourself. Don't just stay stuck in a time warp where you just going in that vicious cycle. Sometimes you have to break the cycle. You have to go to Jamaica. You got to go I always tell people, you got to go put your feet in some sand. You know, you got to go to the Bahamas. You got to go to Grenada and all these places that people go and enjoy yourself with your significant other. Love what Yah has given you, because listen, to accumulate all that money, there's a proverb that says, I have to find it. There's a proverb, or I believe it's in Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus, where it says, you work all your life to accumulate all this money over to your children, and they blow it. What you worked all your life to accumulate, all that money, when you're still alive and you can still enjoy life. Enjoy life. That's my advice to Israel. Enjoy life in a righteous manner. Travel. Go see the world. Shalom, shalom, Azaria, Abdiel, Yah. So we your life. Enjoy what the Most High has given you and live in your righteousness. Live in the goodness of Torah. Live in that. But enjoy your life. I'll continue to reiterate that. And don't let no man or woman control what the Most High God has given you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let any man or woman control what the Most High God has given you. Only be controlled by the laws of Yah. That's it. A woman. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. Don't let any man or woman control what it is that you're trying to do. Only let Yah control it. And of course, if you have a spouse, and you're going to come in agreement in order to do certain things, but everything that we need to do, that we need to know, is in the Torah. And Torah never steered us wrong. Men have steered us wrong, but not Torah. Torah always teaches us the right way. And that's the way that we have to do. And that's the way that we have to keep it. So it says here, says, all that cometh is vanity. Verse 9, rejoice, O young man in thy youth, right? And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thy heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. So it's telling the young man, young woman, rejoice. It's speaking to the old young man here, because young men sometimes are vain. Young men, you work out so you can look good, so your muscles could be bulging out. God said, oh, that's good. Rejoice in your youth. Rejoice, O young man, in your youth. With youth comes strength, looking good. Reflexes are all there. You get super strength and super big and all these things. It says, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth. Yeah, because you don't got no sickness. Rare, you don't hear about too many young people getting sick if they're in shape and then they're working out. You have young people that do get sick, get cancer and stuff like that. But most part, young people are very healthy, strong. They have youth on themselves, have endurance, all those good things that come with youth. It says, and walk in the ways of thy heart. So now, walk in the ways of your heart, your mind, your heart. But what is in your mind? What is in your heart? That's important. Now, if Torah is in your heart, and if you're walking in the ways of your heart or of your mind, then that means that you're walking in a righteous path, right? It says here, I'll read it in Hebrew. It says, Semak Bakur, Beyaldu, says, Beyaldu Teka, says, we Tifka, Livka, Bimei, Bekuroteka. Wehelek, Bedarke, Livka, Uf Mar'e Eneka. So Weda Ki Al Kal Ele Yiviaka Ha Elohim Bamishpat. So rejoice, O man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thy heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. Now, if the sight of your eyes is that which is righteous, then you'll be walking in a righteous path. But know thou that for all these things, God will bring thee into judgment. Know that you'll be judged for all the things that you do, whether good or bad. So walk in the desire of your heart, because you see, when youth, sometimes you really can't tell them anything, right? So a lot of times you think they know it all, so it's difficult for you to get through to them. Listen and follow instruction, but youth, you know, youth is vain. But the important thing about this is to walk in the ways of your heart, but make sure that your heart is set aright. Yeah. So that when you walk after the ways of your heart, and you'll be walking in a righteous path, and in the sight of thine eyes, and let your sight be set on righteousness, so that Yah will be able to bless you. That's important. Verse 10, therefore remove vexation from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. So it's telling you from your youth to remove vexation from thy heart. What is vexation? Everything irritates you, everything gets you angry, high blood pressure. That from your heart, from your mind. Learn how to deal with situations. Learn how to situations without coming to strife. Learn how to deal with situations, and put away evil from thy flesh. Put away the evil from your flesh. What's the evil? The evil is what you devise in your mind that you want to do to someone else, or the things that you want to do to bring the demise of someone else. That's the evil. I'm saying, stay away from that. Move your mind away from that. Let Yah bless you with holiness and with righteousness. Those are the things that we need. Those are the attributes that we really need. So for childhood and youth are vanity. Childhood and youth are vanity. They're wasted on strength. And then when you get too old, your strength is gone and you haven't gained anything. So in your youth, gain wisdom, gain knowledge, and above all, get understanding. These are the things that are going to help you to stay alive, and the things that are going to help you to move forward. That's right, Sister Levia, the evil inclination. That's right. Chapter 12, verse 1. It reads, remember then thy creator in the days of thy youth, before the evil days come, and the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So remember the creator in your youth. Most young people, when they're teenagers, are made to come to services or read the Tanakh and do anything of that nature because of their parents. It says here, Zion says, adults chasing childhood and youth is a vanity as well. Live in the moment and be great in your time. Absolutely. Remember then thy creator in the days of thy youth, before the evil days come. What's the evil days, right? If you got some elders out there, you get back pain sometimes. The evil days is, I work in medical offices, so you see a lot of elders in doctors' offices, and they old age is spent going from one doctor visit to another. work with a lot of Caucasians. I work in the dermatology field, and they state when they get to a certain age, their skin begins to fail them. This is not racist talk. This is just straight up. Their skin begins to fail them, and they, skin cancer is very high amongst Caucasians. So those things, to live in a doctor's office with us is diabetes, and I see my brother Yasway Maury Yoel, and he's going through his battle with the kidney failure, which he puts on Facebook, and we have those type of things, dialysis 3 times a week, and high blood pressure, and all the things that rheumatism and arthritis and all these things that affect us when you become an elder. So it says, enjoy your youth, but enjoy your youth in righteousness. Like I said, go travel, go see things, go to Cuba, go to Florida, but don't go down there to do what everybody else is doing. Go down there to enjoy yourself. Go down there to have a good time, but don't go out there to fall into the same things that everyone else is doing. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, it says a word to the wise. It said a hint to the wise is sufficient. So I don't need to go into all the things that happen in these places. Just be righteous. That's right. Enjoy creation. Verse 2. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars are darkened and the clouds return after the rain. Meaning, before the day of your death come, enjoy your life. I'm bringing to you this portion so that you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to bring to you. Take a break. Break the cycle. Go put your feet in some sand. Israel, put your feet in some sand. Enjoy your life. Break the cycle. Get away from the madness, from the rat race. You owe it to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Those that look out shall be darkened in the windows, and the doors shall be shut in the street, when the sound of the grinding is low, and one shall start up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You ever live in a neighborhood, right? Like the neighborhood you grew up in, let's say. Whenever I go back to Panama, I grew up in it when I was born, the time that I was born, and I moved into the neighborhood. It was a brand new neighborhood, like it was freshly built. A lot of youth. There was a lot of young people living there. A lot of us in there. We would skateboard, play soccer, play baseball. I mean, whatever it was. I mean, we had like 4 different streets. We used to get into wars between the streets, throwing eggs at each other, wasting our mother's food. I mean, and our mother's and our father's food. We just used to have so much fun. There was so much life because it was filled with youth. The neighborhood was filled with youth. But then as we got older and people started moving away, I moved over here with my family. My grandmother stayed there. But people started growing up and started moving away. So this is what this reminds me of. It's like now when you go back there, you don't hear like the music on Fridays, because every Friday was called a social Friday. Got off of work early, everybody got out of school early, people drank, they made big meals. The school used to have fairs and all types of stuff, concerts and stuff like that. When I go back to that neighborhood, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble," right? These are the elders now. They are in fear of, they tremble because they're in fear of, you got new people in the neighborhood. We don't know them. These are new guys because all the kids moved out. Everybody moved away. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, right? The neighbor that you looked at as being strong and you know, he used to do so many things. He's feeble now. He's scared. And the grinders cease because they are few. And those that look out shall be darkened in the windows, right? People gonna just be, they don't even want to come out into their porch or anything like that. They just want to look out the windows. And the doors shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low. And one shall start up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. No more music being played. We used to have, I mean, music blast in everybody's house. You go by that neighborhood now, is nothing like that happening anymore. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and terror shall be in the way. The almond tree shall blossom, and the grasshopper shall drag itself along. Terror shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mornings go about the streets. Going to his long home, meaning that those elders are going to pass away eventually, right? That's your long home. You spend more time in the grave than you do here on this earth, 6 feet above. Verse 6, before the silver cord is snapped asunder, and the golden bowl is shattered, and the pitcher is broken at the fountain, and the wheel falleth shattered into the pit. So it's speaking, all of these are ways that it's speaking about, you know, it being over, your life being over. That's why I'm telling you to enjoy life while you're alive. And the dust returneth to the earth as it was, and the spirit returneth unto God who gave it, right? Because our bodies is made out of dust of the earth, right? So when they put us in that ground, I mean, they put us in these elaborate caskets or whatever. Back in the days, they would wrap you up and just put you in the earth, and you would decompose and go back to the earth from where you came from, right? Only thing that would remain was probably your bones. That, you know, that was what remained. But today they put us in these elaborate caskets that never decompose, and they could exhume your bodies and stuff like that. But I mean, your body decomposes, but in a casket, you know, with clothes on and all that stuff. And the dust returneth to the earth as it was, and the spirit returneth unto God who gave it, right? So God gave us the breath of life. It says, Weha Ruach, the spirit, right? Return unto God who gave it. Verse 8, vanity of vanity, said Koheleth, all is vanity. The teacher said, all is vanity. 9, and besides that Koheleth was wise, he also taught the people knowledge. Yea, he pondered and sought out and set in order many proverbs. So they say, you know, Koheleth is, they say, is King Solomon, that he also wrote this. King Solomon. Koheleth sought to find out words of delight, that which was written uprightly, even words of truth. It reads, the words of the wise are as golds, and as nails well fastened are those that are composed in collections. They are given from one shepherd. Furthermore, my son, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of flesh. So this is for all the people who go to school and you know, you're not getting sleep. You're racking your brains because of studying. It says of many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of flesh. Sometimes you have to take a break. When you find your mind, you're going through brain freeze, and if you end up taking things like no dose so you could study, you're altering your brain. You have to rest every now and then, right? Even Solomon is telling you, and he was the wise man that ever lived. So I'm sure he read a lot. So much study is a weariness of flesh. So even when if you always in the books and the books and the books, that wears you down. Sometimes you have to take a break. Says verse 13, the end of the matter, all having been heard, fear God and keep his commandment, but this is the whole man. That in a nutshell is what we have to do. Fear God and keep his commandment. Walk in the path, walk in the statutes, walk in the commandments of God, and fear him, right? But this is our whole duty of man and woman. This is what we have to do. This is what we're commanded to do. God shall bring every work into the judgment concerning every hidden thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So if you think you did something on a sneak tip, God is going to bring it to judgment and he's going to expose it. And we all know when we get reprimanded for sin, God makes us understand and he brings it to our memory when we do wrong, and he reprimands us for the sins that we commit. I hope that you've gotten something out of that. Hoping and praying that the Most High God be with us and protect us. I don't know what Kevin Smith was saying, but boy, oh boy, I see Ima is on her job. So I thank the Creator for this day. I thank the Creator for this stream. For everybody who joined us, I see Facebook Live is lit. Y'all must have been sharing out there. Thank you to everybody who shared out there. Torah for that. And may Yah bless each and every one of you. I'm going to try to go catch some Z's for tomorrow. But you know, men like me, we don't get much rest. So because we got to do our jobs and we constantly doing our job. So with that, I'm hoping and praying that God will bless each and every one of you. And I bid you on the tongue of our ancient forefathers, Shabbat Shalom. And I will say, Laila Tov, good night to every one of you. And may Yah bless each and every one of you with peaceful rest. And I will see each and every one of you in the AM once again. Shalom, shalom.